Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Now, Mom, I'm Gaming. In this episode, we'll be talking about Logic Town. It's a puzzle game. Don't really know how to explain what kind of puzzle game it is. It's like, it gives you instructions on which icon goes into which column, and you have to kind of make it so there's only one specific icon in that column. That's a terrible explanation. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even described it. We're gonna do things a little bit differently in this one because I messed up when I first started playing the game, and we'll get into the why of that. But yeah, I'm also going to try to skip doing a transcript for the game because those take so long to do. I had to write everything out that I want to say, which is really good for me because I get to recall different things that I want to say, and if I don't do that, then I forget. But we're gonna go ahead and forgo that for this episode, see how it goes. I'm also not going to have the transcript, the captions at the bottom of the screen that I usually do. I don't know if that really helps people or not. I mean, you can turn on captions on YouTube anyway, so maybe I'll just forego those because, again, that also takes a whole lot of time. But yeah, let's read the blurb of Logic Town. Logic Town is a relaxing coffee break puzzle game based on Einstein puzzles, aka zebra puzzles. In each puzzle, you must follow the clues to carefully eliminate answers until you've found the truth. By procedurally generating every puzzle and solution, the game guarantees an endless supply of challenging logic puzzles that require no guesswork. After beating the story, take to the free play mode and battle for the best times against other players, or tweak the parameters of the custom puzzle generator and come up with puzzle recipe of your own. The animals of Logic Town need your help. Solve the puzzles to help them redecorate. And something that I don't usually do, we're gonna go ahead and watch the trailer for this game. I think I might start adding that in as well, just to kind of entice you guys, see if you guys might actually want to play it. So hopefully that gave you an idea of what's going on in this game. It does have a very positive review from 206 reviews so far. I have played some of it. It is challenging, but also fun. It's not something that you should play when you have a migraine. I've learned that the hard way. And it's kind of like those puzzles you find on your phone's app games, I guess, where you solve one puzzle and you fix a part of the environment, then you go to the next puzzle, fix another portion of the environment. So you're just kind of like fixing up and cleaning this little diorama area of every character. So yeah, I've blathered enough. This is why it's not good for me to not have a transcript. I just start talking and then I can't think of what else to say. Then I remember what I should say, and let's just get into it. First off, you might be wondering why this is going to be different from the other podcast videos, and that's because I didn't go into story mode first. I went into the daily challenge. Now, I don't know if this is my fault specifically or if it's kind of on the game's end, because when I first started, you can see there's a red dot next to daily challenge. So I thought that's where you started. Just, I don't know, I didn't even think anything of it. You know, I had a migraine when I started this game up. So I went into the daily challenge and I did that, and then I went down into free play and I did some of that. And I was like, you know, this is an interesting game. It's challenging, you know, for people who like puzzles. But I was like, I thought there was a storyline to it, and I didn't want to play it if it was just going against other people and doing free play. So I exited out of the game, and then I looked at the achievements, and it's like they are for storylines. So I thought maybe the storylines were just for the DLC. So I logged back into the game, and there's a freaking story mode at the top above daily challenge. But I think because that red dot was next to daily challenge, I did not notice the story mode. So I think the devs would just be better off highlighting story mode and not highlighting the daily challenge. I think in my eyes, story mode, it is bigger, it is more bold than the others, but I felt like it was kind of a header, and then what you needed to click on was down below the header. So I didn't even think anything of it. And that was really annoying to me. I already had a migraine when I started this game. It got worse with the challenges and the free play. Knowing that there was a story mode the whole time that wasn't highlighted for me to like just immediately seek out. Oh, I was mad. I was so mad. A little bit of my fault, a little bit of the game's fault, I think. But yeah, just know that there is a story mode when you first jump into the game. Now that that little rant is out of the way, let's talk about the title screen here. So we got the devs, the divide plunder on the bottom right. I like that. I like that little icon, their logo. The logic town is kind of moving around a little bit, making the scene active, kind of. There's nothing else really going on here. But as you can see, I mentioned something about the diorama, and it is kind of like that because someone is currently in the process of painting a little diorama. So as we go into the story mode of the game, we are going to be going through these different little areas that have been built and need cleaned up and reworked a little bit. Here's a little bit of the soundtrack for the title screen. It's got a nice little ditty to it. If we go into the settings, there are 3 tabs. The first is video for you to change the language, your resolution, and turn full screen on or off. The audio is for volume and music. And then general is to choose whether you want to, how you want to confirm and remove. So you can click and hold to confirm, click to remove, or use the left and right mouse button clicks. Click to zoom. It says it's recommended for touch screens, but oh my god, these icons get so small when the board gets big, and it killed my eyes trying to look at the little icons. So maybe click to zoom is also good for people who don't have very good eyes. I have auto solve on, so it just helps you out when all of the other icons have kind of gone, so it automatically brings the icons that are meant to be in the spaces there. Again, I don't know how to explain it. Words are difficult sometimes when you're not writing a transcript. But yeah, autosolve on is a good concept. So in regards to the daily challenge mode, which we're going to do first because I did not do story mode first, it states that every day you'll get 3 new randomly generated puzzles to solve from any theme in the game. These challenges are easy, medium, and hard, and it tells you when the next available challenges are. So for me, it'd be in 17 hours or around 18 hours, I guess. It states all players get the exact same 3 puzzles each day, with the same solutions and clues. But play carefully, you'll only get 1 attempt at each puzzle. There will be scores entered in the daily leaderboard where you can earn trophies. I don't know if the trophies really do anything other than for gloating about it. Maybe if you're a content creator like me and have your name higher up on the board, you'll be more noticed. Earn the most high value trophies in any month to be crowned the winner. Again, I don't really know what benefits the winner, if it's just bragging rights or something like that. I assume so. Now, I didn't know what I was doing at this point, so when I clicked on the easy mode, I did have to click on help in order for me to get a tutorial for it. I'm not going into the tutorial section right here because it's a little silly to go into a challenge mode with competition and not know what you're doing. But basically, with the challenge mode, you're just going through these 3 modes, easy, medium, and difficult. And once you complete them, you'll be placed up on the leaderboard charts. And if you get things wrong, it'll just subtract points from your overall score. But that's about it. You can see the results for friends, local, and global. You can also choose whether to do competitive or not when going into free play. It does show the top 10 people in competitive play for the free play section for both, well, all 3 easy, medium, and hard difficulties. So daily challenges are competition. Free play can be competition. I honestly don't know how fair some of these scores are because some people complete a board in like 30 seconds. So it makes me think they played this on another account under a different name of theirs on Steam and then came to their main account and knew what to do, so they quickly just got through all of these in as fast time as possible. So it is kind of rigged in that way. I guess you shouldn't take the competition too seriously if that's the case. Maybe it's best to compete with just your friends. Another interesting thing to note here in free play is while the challenges offer very specific scenarios to go through, free play you can choose which character you want and complete easy, medium, and hard on every single one of them. I guess just for practice on seeing how well you do on each one. Or just to fill up the check marks for all you people who have to have everything completed. I understand. I've got so many games that aren't filled with achievements and it annoys me so much. Moving on to the actual story mode portion, I believe there are 12 stories to get through, and then you come across the DLCs. The stories are locked, so you'll have to finish the one before you can do the one after. And that makes sense because once you finish one of them, they'll be like, hey, you should help out so-and-so next. And then you move on to the next one. It'd be a little weird if you already helped so-and-so and they were like, oh, I guess you should skip that person and then move on to the next one. This game is fairly linear. You are going to be doing the exact same thing over and over again in each scene, just completing the different puzzles they offer. So I'm only going to talk about the first puzzle we get into here. Otherwise, I'd just be repeating the same stuff, and no one wants to hear the same stuff over and over again. Plus, as far as achievements go, they really just follow the storyline, and the one main achievement you can get outside the storyline is to complete 3 daily challenges without using a hint or getting anything wrong. So with that being said, we're going to hit up train station, where Harold the train guard needs our help sorting luggage and cleaning up the main platform. Harold is a very cute looking owl in a suit. Kind of looks like the train conductor. The first thing we're going to do is find our luggage. At first, I didn't really know what to do because I thought it was one of those things where you click on the environment in order for something to happen, but that's not the case. You can kind of spin the diorama around to look at it, but in order to start the game, you'll have to click the play button in the lower right. Now this is how you learn to play the game, because we get one square to work with at the start. The game will actually have a pointer clicking toward the help button, so you can learn how to play it. I'm not going to go through and talk about the tutorial. Instead, we'll kind of just show you how it goes. On the side, we have clues. 1 out of 3. The first clue is the blue suitcase is not your bag, which means the blue suitcase in 16B needs to be tossed out. Once you're done with that clue, you can move on to the next one, where it states that the gray luggage is not your bag. So you're gonna remove that answer as well. And keep in mind these, like, luggage, these are all icons. It'll show you the icon, not, you know, the actual name, like gray luggage or blue suitcase, all that stuff. So there are little icons. Our third clue is the gray suitcase, or tan suitcase, I guess. It's not your bag, so we get rid of that. And we're left with the orange suitcase. And that completes the level. So basically, you're wanting to find the icon that fits the square that's supposed to be there. And once you complete the level, whatever was needed gets done. So they tidy up the suitcases in the diorama. Now, before you actually play the game, it will state the columns and rows for what you're doing. So the next one, clear luggage, is 3 by 1. So 3 columns and 1 row. And this one gets a little bit more in depth by saying the orange luggage does not belong to the person sitting in seat 3B. So at the top, there are headers seat 3A, seat 3B, and seat 3C. And you're just going to go through the clues and figure out what doesn't belong and what does belong. And it's taking it easy on you right now by saying which icons don't belong in the specific seats, but it will not do that further on in the game. This is just kind of a tutorial they're going through. And in train station 3 and 4, there's a 4 by 1 you can play and a 3 by 1. And it just goes through the same thing with both of these. I feel like once you've completed train station 4, you're kind of out of the tutorial at that point, because it starts to get a little bit more difficult. This time we have a 5 by 2, and we have 7 clues to go by. I haven't stated this before, but there are 2 options you can choose right below the train station 5 text, and that's view single and view all. So you are able to view all the clues at once, or view them in a singular fashion. I prefer singular because view all is kind of daunting. All you have to do is hover over them, the clues, and it will tell you what the clue is. And another thing you can do is once you've completed a clue, you've done what it said to do, you can actually discard it. So you can get rid of it. That way, if you do 1 clue, it's done. Instead of 1 out of 7 clues, you have now 1 out of 6. So it cleans it up a little bit for you. You don't have them all just sitting there with some completed and some not. This is a game where you'll be constantly going through the clues again and again, just slowly knocking things out. It's not one of those do it quick games. You just want to chill and figure things out at your own pace. There's really no rush here because it's not in a challenge mode. I know there were some points when I rushed, I did guesswork, and the game states that you don't have to guess because everything can be figured out through the clues, but My brain doesn't like to work when it comes to puzzles like these. Instead of doing guesswork though, you can click on a hint, and the hint really helps because it shows you the clue that's going to benefit you, and then it's going to show you on the screen like what needs to be taken out in regards to that clue. I feel like hints like that really make you feel stupid because it's like, oh, why didn't I figure that out? Train 9 is where the icons start to get really small because it's a 6x3. And this is the portion where it would help if you had the zoom in feature enabled. I did not. I didn't even like think about it after I started playing the game. I just thought like, man, be sure nice if I had a zoom in. But it is in the menu. You can enable it. It's not just for touchscreens. It's just more used for them, I guess. I'm gonna assume that you can scroll in and out through the mouse wheel or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. I do like how they try to make the icons of the items different from each other, despite being like all suitcases, all keys, all trains. They're not trying to make it really difficult for you. Although Train Station 9 is where it becomes a bit more complex because you will be going through the clues over and over and over again. Such as with the brown suitcase, it's for a platform next to red train. Well, there's too many brown suitcases and there's too many red trains available, so you can't figure that one out yet. You'll have to go on to the next clue. And it's gonna be like that until you just slowly narrow things down. Like I said, not a good game for a migraine, but it is a good game to kind of exercise your brain. And thinking what's going to go where, what needs to be dismissed, what works in an area, what doesn't, without actually doing any kind of guesswork. Or even trying not to click on a hint. These portions of the game do not time you on anything, so again, you can relax and chill while doing this. It's not supposed to be stressful. I know it probably is. It's definitely stressful for me when I was starting to play it, but you just can't put yourself in a rushing mindset when playing this game. Unless you're heading into the competitive play, which is, like I said, rigged. Just to show you the differences between the train station and the coffee kiosk area. The coffee kiosk is focusing on coffees, breads, coffee machines, and treats. So each specific area has different items to them. They're not going to be the same. They do coincide with whatever is being done in the diorama. And I really like that. But honestly, you guys, that's it for this game. That's all you gotta do in Logic Town. Just try not to think too hard, try not to get a migraine, try not to stress out, and sit back and figure things out. Go through them clue by clue. And try not to have eye strain with the small icons as well. Aside from the competitive portion, there's not really much I can say in the way of cons. I mean, it is a challenging game. It's meant to be somewhat challenging. It's meant to work your brain. The icons do all have a different look to them. They're not too similar where you might get confused. There is a hint button. The tutorial was really good in helping you figure out what you're supposed to do. You can discard clues as you finish them. I mean, the game's pretty darn good. Because of all this, I'm gonna give it a 4-star. Just because I have to knock off that 5-star because of the competitive thing. It's benefiting cheaters. And I don't know if they can figure out a way around that or not, but I think maybe they should take out the global portion and just keep it to friends and local. Maybe not even local, maybe just friends. Compete with your friends, and that should be good enough. But those are my thoughts on Logic Town, so go ahead and tell me what you guys think of it. As with every podcast episode, we are going to end on the credits. What a fun little credit section. Thank you for watching, everyone. And don't get in too much trouble when you say, "Not now, Mom. I'm gaming."